maybe it wasn't that big of a deal. They want to save it for really, really special occasions. It's something you don't want to play out, really. I made mention of it on the Extreme Rules review. Did they cut budget? But it's got to be done when the time is right. You can't be using it for something like this. This is a serious thing. Whatever the reason is, save it for a big pay-per-view like SummerSlam. Save it for the big 4 pay-per-view only. You don't need to have Demon Balor come out every fucking pay-per-view. It's like, obviously he's one of the top guys on Raw. You're gonna have Demon Balor come out every fucking pay-per-view that Raw has, and then every big pay-per-view that they have dual branded. No, he did it with NXT Takeover. How often do we see Takeover? Once every 3 months. Treat it like that. Just use it at the big 4 or 5 pay-per-views that WWE presents dual branded for the calendar year. So people were making mention about that. We haven't seen Demon Balor since his comeback. Blah blah blah. Who cares? He's the same fucking man without the face paint. Who gives a shit? And he lost anyway yesterday. Do you really want Demon Balor to be on the receiving end of a loss if he's such a mystical fucking character? No. If he wasn't meant to be winning, there's no reason to put the face paint on him. That's just the way I think about it. Tag team champions, Sheamus and Cesaro, in what was a clusterfuck of a tag team match. What we learned is that WWE really fucked up the booking here. They had Michael Cole and Booker T go over the rules. People were still confused about the finish. A lot of fans were asking questions about the steel cage match. Jeff had already escaped the cage. I was thinking, it really makes no fucking sense that Jeff escaped the cage. Why would he do that and leave his brother Matt in the ring to fend off both members of Sheamus and Cesaro's team, right? Why would he leave his brother in a handicap situation? If the rules were both members have to hit the floor at the same exact time. I don't know who produced this match. I don't know who scripted this match, but they made Jeff Hardy look like a complete fucking buffoon. Then he goes back into the match. His spot monkey addiction takes over him. He does a whisper in the wind off the cage, and then Matt is trying to pull Jeff out through the door. Sheamus and Cesaro trying to go over the top. Sheamus and Cesaro eventually hit the ground first. But again, why would Jeff, and I'm looking at this, go out of the cage and leave his brother in alone? Matt was doing a very good job of fighting off Sheamus and Cesaro. Why didn't Matt, in that handicap situation, try to escape through the door? If you're not going to have the wrestlers go through the door, then don't have a fucking door. This match shouldn't even been a steel cage match. WWE was under the impression, we have too many ladder matches going on. We had one at TakeOver Chicago. We got one, at Money in the Bank. We actually have 2 at Money in the Bank. Why are we going to have one here? Well, I don't know. It's the fucking Hardy Boys. They're known for their ladder spots. I mean, who the fuck doesn't want to see Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy in a goddamn ladder match? No, you put them in a steel cage match where everybody's fucking confused by the goddamn finish, yet you make your fucking champions look like a bunch of fucking fools. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. It really, really upset a lot of people. It didn't upset them because they were upset over the Hardys losing. They were upset because it was just so fucking stupid. It was stupid. Crazy stat about Matt and Jeff Hardy's recent tag team title reign. ESPN actually had a graphic on their show last night. Look at this. They won the titles April 2nd, 2017, and they lost them June 4th, 2017. This statistic matches up perfectly with their title run a decade ago in 2007. They won the titles on April 2nd, 2007, and they lost them on June 4th, 2007. They beat John Cena and Shawn Michaels back in 2007 for the tag team titles. In 2017, they beat Gallows and Anderson at WrestleMania. They lost them on June 4th to Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch. And they lost them last night to Sheamus and Cesaro. Interesting stat. Was that done on purpose? Is WWE's creative team that bright to realize? Probably not. I think it was just a complete fucking coincidence. So that's pretty crazy in itself. Matt Hardy and Austin Aries comment on their losses last night at Extreme Rules. Matt Hardy tweeted, "Epic effort tonight. Brother, our first setback since returning to WWE. We must work harder, be greater, and we will. Thanks, WWE Universe." Austin Aries, on the other hand, says that he might have some serious life reflection and career re-evaluation to do. So, I don't know what's going on with Aries. Is he turning heel? Is he going to be challenging for another championship? Is he going to be moving on from 205 Live? We don't know. And Jeff Hardy, is his stupidity last night going to really be a stepping stone for Matt to become broken? I don't know. I'm hoping so, because it really played into the whole spot monkey addiction of him going out of the cage first and then trying to find his way back in to help his brother, because there's no reason why he should have left his brother alone. If the ruling of the match was both members of the team have to hit the ground, at the same time. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Moving on, Bayley was fucking buried. I don't like the word buried, but Bayley looked like a complete fucking buffoon. Complete fucking buffoon. They've absolutely killed Bayley's character on Monday Night Raw. Alexa Bliss beat her in 5 minutes to retain the Raw Women's Championship. And everybody was just fucking pissed off about this. How can they just take Bayley, who was loved by everybody in NXT, who showed moments of anger and competitiveness, and she had some balls to her in NXT, but now on Monday Night Raw, she's nothing but crying and fucking sorry and this and that, and just a fucking pushover on Monday Night Raw. Kendo stick on a pole. They made the entire match about the kendo stick, and that's all it was. The Women's Championship was an afterthought. Bayley was made to look fucking weak. This Is Your Life embarrassed her. Alexa Bliss embarrassed her in the build with several weeks of kendo stick shots. Bayley only got a Bayley to belly on her, but she received more kendo stick shots, and Alexa Bliss just ended the match quick, 5 minutes, DDT. I don't know where Bayley goes from here, but some fucking form of reset needs to be happening here with Bayley. And I mentioned it. Sasha Banks looks to be the one woman outside of everybody here that has some type of momentum with her pairing with Rich Swann. Maybe we see Alexa and Sasha for the Women's Championship. Maybe that'll be a catalyst to just bring out Bayley and generate some fucking anger in that character. While Sasha Banks is winning the title and fucking turning her back on Bayley, maybe Bayley finally starts to wake up and say, you know what, I'm tired of being a goddamn pushover. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. So hopefully they could fucking really reassess what they did with Bayley here, because right now WWE has done everything, and it's really odd. They've done everything in their power to just kill Bayley's character off, man. And there were reports that WWE and Vince McMahon want to make Bayley the face of the women's division. If that's how you are handling Bayley's character, you don't want to make her the face of the women's division. You want to make her the fucking laughingstock of the women's division. Because right now, as a fan, me personally, I fucking hate Bayley. To the point where I want to put her on a goddamn fucking t-shirt. Get off my TV. You are cringe. Speaking of Sasha Banks, she is the one woman right now that has any type of momentum for Alexa Bliss. Nia Jax has not been featured. Mickie James has not been featured. Dana Brooke is a fucking waste, right? There's nobody else. Who else are you going to pair with Alexa Bliss? Bayley's done. She had 2 championship matches. One last night, one at Payback. You're done. You're done. I don't know what they do. Sasha is the only one right now. Sasha is the only one to challenge Alexa and actually have it mean something. But the women's division right now, not looking good on Monday Night Raw. Not looking good at all. Great Balls of Fire is a real thing on WWE pay-per-view. Kurt Angle dropped the name of the event on the pre-show with Sam Roberts and Mr. David Otunga. He is back. Yes, the man himself is back. And I regretfully have to say that. But I just don't get it. They even used the fucking song Great Balls of Fire for the theme. Maybe Vince McMahon was listening to that specific song one afternoon and said, you know what, that's a great name for a pay-per-view. Again, why don't we have King of the Ring? Beats me. But Great Balls of Fire is a real thing. And the pay-per-view logo is balls of fire that look like and are very reminiscent to a penis. So, the marketing team over there, Kevin Dunn, he loves Roman's balls in his mouth. So, he tried to emulate that the best that he could. I don't know if his balls are on fire while they're in Roman's mouth, but, the whole thought about it is there. That's where it comes from. So, Great Balls of Fire is a real thing. It's coming in 5 weeks. Like I said, Joe versus Lesnar for the Universal Championship. New Intercontinental Champion crowned last night. The Miz decent match, but I'm done with the Miz and Ambrose feud. I don't know where they go. Some of you mentioned, and I did report on this, that Roman Reigns could be in line to challenge The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. God forbid. I don't want to see that. Hopefully WWE has a better idea than that. I said, and I predicted that we're going to get Balor and Wyatt coming out of Extreme Rules, heading towards the next pay-per-view. And I said Reigns versus Rollins. Maybe Reigns turns heel, man. I don't know. I'm still hoping for that. A babyface Rollins versus a heel Roman Reigns. I like that. They got great dynamic in the ring. You know, I know that they could give us a good match. But if you're going to pair Roman face versus face Rollins, I don't really give a shit. They're not fighting over anything. What are they fighting over? I don't know. You know, another thing you guys mentioned to me is that Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns all lost last night. Maybe we get the Shield. Maybe we get a reformation of the Shield on Raw. I don't know. That remains to be seen. But Reigns versus Miz, I have absolutely no interest in that. That just means you gave the title to the Miz to just give it right back to Roman Reigns. And that makes no sense. Miz is the Intercontinental Champion. I don't know where he goes from there. Dean Ambrose was made out to look like a complete fucking fool. Again, extreme fools. You know, they played up the disqualification aspect, and Dean Ambrose completely turned his back on the Miz in the match. He wasn't even realizing that the Miz was behind him. All he did was beg and plead and pray the referee doesn't disqualify him after that referee bump. You know, but he completely forgot. As a champion, how do you forget your opponents in the ring? I didn't even mention this on the pay-per-view last night, on the review. How do you forget that your opponent is behind you? And your opponent comes up behind you, nails his finishing move, and you lose the title, and you're made to look like a fucking idiot. They made Dean Ambrose, another babyface made to look like a complete fucking idiot. Bailey looks like a fucking idiot. Dean Ambrose looked like a fucking idiot. Jeff Hardy looked like a fucking idiot. The night of fucking idiots over here. The night of fools. I don't get the booking. I don't get the way these matches were laid out, man. I really don't. It all led to Miz becoming a 7-time Intercontinental Champion. I'd rather the Miz be the champion than Dean Ambrose, because Ambrose was doing nothing with that championship belt, and I'm just glad that it's back on the Miz. You know? And finally, like I mentioned, speaking of whom, David Otunga is back on commentary. He's back on WWE television. He was away filming a movie. He was not on the commentary table, thank God. Booker T, though, not much better. I'd rather hear Booker T than David Otunga, but it could be, and it could mean that David Otunga is back with WWE. His filming duties are complete, and we will see David Otunga on Monday Night Raw. You know, so look at that. We got David Otunga coming back to the announce desk. Great. We got Stephanie McMahon coming back. Raw is going to be and feel worse than it ever has been. Just think about that. And that is what we learned coming out of Extreme Rules 2017. I will be back later on tonight for Monday Night Raw review. If you guys are interested in that, check the channel back later tonight. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. And I will be back, like I said, later tonight with Monday Night Raw. Follow me on Twitter, @JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below for the #1 fucking wrestling-related channel for everything WWE right here on YouTube.com. Hit that bell for the notification. If you guys want to pledge to the Patreon page, patreon.com/JD from NY206. Check out my friends over at Audible for your free audiobook, audibletrial.com/offthescript. And get your t-shirts, barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Patreons, get your questions in for the Q&A. I just posted something up about an hour ago. Get your questions in, and I'll record a video specifically for you guys, man. Whatever you want, all right? Thank you guys so much. Hit up that Extreme Rules review if you missed it. Off the Script is live on YouTube and on iTunes. And check out that Off the Script extra talking about YouTube giving a strike to What Culture Pro Wrestling. Sign the petition. Let's try and help out the best we can, the wrestling-related content creators right here on YouTube, by making a difference and having our voices heard, man. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you for Monday Night Raw. Have a great Monday, and I'll see you later tonight for Monday Night Raw. Talk to you later.